New Year's goals for winning life in 2020. 2020. Are there 2020 goals here? No. But it's the year 2020. So you need these New Year goals for winning life this year. In 2020. Oh my gosh, a new decade, a new year, a new you perhaps. Well, out with the old and in with the new, but also bring and keep the things that work for you too. What a poem. But the truth is, you want every little edge you can get. You want it to be your best year. So, here is several things you can do to actually improve yourself this year, to win life. So, do less. What? Surely you should do more, right? Because it's a new year and you're working hard. Yes, but look around. You've done a lot of hard work. If you have come to this channel, if you were impressed by some sort of video, even only in a small way, that brought you here, stay here. Why? Because you'll learn more. But do less. You've already done the hard work to get to here. If you've already done the hard work in other aspects of your life too, which I'm sure you have, that means you're on the right road. So perhaps do less. Look though at how you're spending your time and see what you can do to get rid of things that you don't need to do. So a little bit of a spring clean. We're approaching spring. Why not clean up? Clean up the way you're doing things, what you have done before. That way you're going to address what you perhaps might like to change. So if you do less, you can actually be more productive just by looking at what you've done, by assessing it and thinking to yourself, well, if I've done that, do I need to do it again? Or if I've done that, can I do it differently or better next time? So doing less, but just assessing, looking at it for guidance for now and for the future in 2020. So these are examples of things that you can do to do things better, to get closer to where you want to be. No less. What? No less. I don't understand that. Why would you not need to know more? Well, it's okay not to be like up to date on everything. Think about it. The news. Just take the news itself. Sometimes if you walk into a store, a public place, a bar, a restaurant, whatever, and you meet somebody you know and they say, whoa, what do you think of that? Did you hear about that? What was your opinion on this? Politics, weather, just look outside the window. But no, we have to have all these apps up to date, know what's going on tomorrow, today, yesterday. What is your opinion? Tell me more, inform me. Clarify that I am correct, they're wondering. So the reality is, you don't need to know it all. Let them tell you. If you know less, you can actually go forward. Perhaps they have attained a lot of stress in trying to know this in the first place. Perhaps they have worked hard in trying to know this. Perhaps they have spent their, well, hard-earned cash, money, on an electronic device, a new one that is, to be able to read faster or watch videos faster or attain knowledge more. Maybe they've spent their lunch break, lunch hour, on attaining or reading up on things, information. But the reality is, if you listen to them, well, you'll get that information by doing less. Not a bad little trick, really. Careless. Now, I'm not a fan of caring less for people. But, and it might sound like a little bit, well, terrible thing to say. But the reality is, you know, if you are a caring person, you're going to care anyway. That's the type of person you are. But the reality is also that if you put too much attention on things, it can actually blow up in your face. So if, for example, you get a lot of emails and you want to respond to them right now, that means you're going to put more energy into that. You're going to put more attention into that. And what's going to happen then? Well, you're going to respond to all the emails. That means all the recipients of those emails are happier because you have responded. But remember, you've actually dictated a time frame now that you are going to respond to these emails promptly, always, to this person. That means this person knows that you are the one that will promptly always respond because that's your habit. And the day you don't respond for whatever reason, perhaps it's a holiday, perhaps you're sick or unwell, that's the day they'll wonder, well, this person is not like they're usually prompt, they're usually on the ball, as they say. They might be slipping up. They mightn't be as consistent. They mightn't be as good. I need to, well, go to somebody else. And if that someone else doesn't respond today and they respond a week later, but they respond with what you want, you're happy generally? No. Because an email is not really needed to be an instant form of information, or a text or a phone call. It is more direct and you expect an instant reply. But an email, let it hang. Do less. Care less. Forget less. What did you just say? I can't remember. Aha, I forget less. That's what you're going to do this year. Forget less. Because if you put your attention into random things, that's where they'll go, in random ways, gone. But in reality, if you forget less, then you're trying to, in the future, attain less random information that you just don't need. It's like reading a tabloid newspaper. It's entertaining for a little bit, but the reality is probably a lot of it is not really factually based. A lot of it is probably just big lines to try and sell, to try and give out information to make your day, well, more entertaining, so that you read it in the certain newspaper. And what happens then? You're advertising their product. So forget it and forget less. Now that includes being a person who remembers what they need to do and just, well, goes through and does it. And there are some ways that you can do things better and forget less. Like if you write down what you said you would do, and if you aren't actually completing the task anyways, well, just write the task in your calendar. Make some sort of system, a way of managing when this task is going to be known to you in the future, like a planner of sort. Put it into your phone. Use those electronic things for one thing, something that works so that you can forget less. It's pretty simple. Regret less. There's a lot less things you need to do in 2020. It's already there. The answer's for you. Why regret anything? Look, we're all human. We all regret something at some stage. But it doesn't mean to say that we can live our lives long term, hopefully, with regrets that we can't, well, address. Very few people out there have no regrets. But if you regret less, if you can kind of clean the driveway of all those little regrets, sweep them back, push them out onto the road, you're going to have a clear walk every time you go out that driveway. You're going to have a sunshine walk, and it's going to propel yourself to that main road, to where you want to be, to your own particular highway of life, of doing what you need to do. So regret less, regret anything. Why regret? Just move on. Get with the times. Do your best and no more. Why should you regret anything if you're a good person, right? If you've apologized, right? No need to regret. So that's just, well, that is just one big thing to do. So what other things can you do? Actually actively do things. We're talking about doing things less. Well, this time you can improve your finances. What? More money? Yes, you can get more money. Off who? Your boss? Not necessarily. Do you have to work harder? Not necessarily. You can budget. It's the perfect time to start. The start of the year. Budget. Finance. Boring. Yep, surely. But you can just cut a little snippet off your expenditure in some ways, and then you can actually improve your finances. By knowing what you're going to spend daily, weekly and yearly, of course you're going to get unforeseen things like car damage, water damage, insurance costs rising and so on. But you can actually budget for them as tightly as possible. If you get into the habit of this early on in the year, you're going to have a better, well, outcome. And that better outcome gives you more time. Why? Because you've planned. But what do you need more time for? Well, things that actually long term help you out, and short term. Why is that? Do you need money? No, you don't. Why? Because you can exercise for free. That's another thing. If you exercise, get into that 30-minute every day type of routine. You don't have to wear your body out and be the next hot model, although I'm sure you have the ability. But the reality is, what you need to do is make sure it's on your list of to-dos. Exercise. And that will allow you for renewal of other things too, like getting a new job, getting out there, submit new curriculum vitae or new resumes, or get on to the online social media that deal with all that kind of stuff. I'm not advertising, am I? No. So what you need to do is get the new job, get that new position, get that new promotion. By doing it, you are actually getting closer to where you want to be. And by exercising and being healthier, nutrition-wise, eating better, you're going to be giving yourself a greater range of freedom and energy to get to where you want to go. With better exercise and better looking after your diet, you're also going to manage stress better. And that's the last one I'm talking about today. Because stress is, well, it's everywhere. Why do you need to have it in your day? Why do you need to have it in this year, 2020? No, there is no need. If you can lessen the stress, if you can better yourself, then you are going to have all of these things matching up for you this year in 2020 to allow yourself to grow, to allow yourself to develop, to allow other aspects of your life to grow and to develop together, so that you can essentially have a better year, perhaps your best year, and I really wish it to you, so that these new year goals for winning life in 2020 will work for you. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do. That is also the thing I say for your New Year goals. Put me on the list. So, have a wonderful day and see you next time.